with Abby Kimani. Yes, this is Motivation Monday, and today is just going to be a story. Did I tell this story? No, I don't think so. Okay. This kombucha is nice. Alright, so my first Funkie in high school. If you don't know what Funkie stands for, it actually means function. I didn't know that until after I went for it. No, it was before, just before. It's my brother who told me. And I was like, that's what it means. Oh. Funkie means function. And I know you've heard of what a funkie is, especially if you're in class 8 and you're just hearing how high school will be fun, or this or that. Usichoche, funkies are once in every 15 years. So you see, don't get too excited at high school is all fun. Umechocha. So I'm in the journalism club, and apparently it's common for, if the school has an event, you'll invite journalism clubs of other schools to come. So I'm in the journalism club, right? And we are called to Kagomo Boys Cultural Day. So we go. Okay? The story is interesting. So we go by bus and we reach. We're late, and the first thing we do is buy smokies. It was smokies with kachumbari. What? I ate 3 and I don't regret it. It was good. Wow. Anyway, after taking our smocha, we entered the hall for the Kagomo Boys. Okay, so we entered, and like our Kaban girls, we were like, there were 3 rows. There was like this katikati and then the other side. So we sat in the katikati one. We occupied like 3 rows. And kidogo, you start seeing like some boys are starting to talk to girls. They're like, hi, whatever. Then they sit next to them. That or the girl goes and sits where the boy is sitting. And me and my friend, we are watching all this with shock. We're like, are you seeing this? Because we saw it so la. Only to realize this Form 1 in front of us asked her Form 2 a question. They asked her Form 2, like, why are they going to sit with the boys? La, la, la. Do you know what the Form 2 said? Actually, it's obvious in a funky you can't sit by yourself. I thought she was joking. I thought she was joking. Much to my dismay, in a span of around 5 seconds, maybe 2, because I remember I looked down. I think I was tying my shoelaces or something. So I tied my shoelaces, and when I came back up, everyone was sitting with a boy. Everyone. Kila mtu. And I'm not joking. I tied my shoelaces, and I don't know what I was doing. I bent down and I looked up, and everyone was suddenly sitting with a boy. I'm like, So the guy behind me starts talking to me. He's like, Niaje, because you know I don't know how to speak Kiswahili a lot. I forced issues with Kiswahili. Where? I forced issues. Well, because you know when I speak Kiswahili, I tend to twang. So it's like, how do I speak? Niaje, uko sawa? Like, you see that twang? Well, anyways. So we talk kidogo. And all in all, he says something preposterous. And I won't say what it is, but it was very mantrombogus. So I immediately tell him, tafuta dem mwingine. I actually told him, tafuta dem, me honestly napenda kusoma, so tafuta dem mwingine. And I told him, you can either look this side or look that side, lakini si mimi. And my friend was next to me, she had that, she laughed. Have you ever seen someone laugh? She laughed. Even the guy next to her was wondering, because she laughed. Then the guy went and disturbed someone else. Another guy came and talked to me, another guy came and talked to me. All in all, that's lesson one I learned from Funky. Apparently, you cannot stay by yourself. I don't know who made that rule or why, but you can't stay by yourself. Apparently, boys have to talk to you. Number two, umechachwa. There is not that much food. There's not that much food. Because, there I was told that there's all kinds of food you can imagine. Street chips, smoky, whatever. There are only three things. Three things. I can count with one hand the three things. It was smocha, egg, like boiled egg with kachumbari, and ice cream. Those are the only things there. So if you're ever, maybe it was only that one. But if you're ever told that they're all foods you can imagine, you most likely being lied to. Because from the experience of also my friends who have gone, it's also true. You don't get that much food unless it's music festivals. What are music festivals? Kwanza regionals kwenda juu. The wali kula, atichapo pilau. You're hearing that, atichapo pilau, and you know what you've had for lunch? Githeri. And someone is telling you how they eat nyama and this. Yes. Number three, be careful. Be careful. That is when Mantromboga's behaviors take place. And as I've said in another video, not everyone is the same. You might have been raised in a good family, in a good background, and that's okay. But that's not how everyone was raised. You don't know how that person you're talking to is raised. You don't know, not even that stranger, that boy is talking to you. You don't know how your friend has been raised. You can find yourself doing something bad, not because that boy you're talking to has made you do it, but because your friend has made you do it, because then they have been raised to, let's say, impress boys. You understand? Be careful. Be very, very careful. You'll be asked to, You'll be asked to dance, and not to dance at you. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. I'm not talking about that kind of dancing. You'll be asked to dance in ways that shouldn't be danced by even people your age. You'll be asked to do things, and be careful. Do not go anywhere like without someone you know. It's a funky, yes. You're in a new school, yes. You don't know that place. Don't be told I train the washrooms. You don't know what the washrooms are, and you're going by yourself. Don't go with someone you know. There's this boy who was talking to me, and he told me let's go. And I told him I have to go with a friend of mine. Because there's no way I'm going to I can't go with someone I don't know able to. I have to go with a friend of mine. So just make sure you stick with a friend who you trust. Just make sure you stick with someone. That's something I will tell you for free. Don't be influenced. And this isn't, oddly enough, it's not even by that stranger you're talking to. It's by your friends. One thing I'll tell you for free is a funky is where you're most likely to know your friends' true colors. It's true because in school there are no boys for them to impress. There's no music for them to dance to. At school there are no boys, you understand. But in a funky, all those factors that are absent in school, they are there. That is when you're most likely to know their true colors. Because you can find a friend who's telling you to do like weird stuff. Don't usikubali. All in all, take care of yourself wherever you go, because you can go anywhere. Of course, there are funkies for sports where not much happens. I've never been to one personally because I don't play any sport. But just make sure you're not influenced. Just make sure. It's dangerous. And don't expose yourself too much to things. One thing I was told by my brother before I went to high school is that a lot of things happen. For example, I know about drugs, right? Of course, I've studied in class 8. Drugs do this and this. Effects of cocaine, effects of heroin. But those same drugs are being done in my class. And I won't know unless I want to know. And I want you to underline that. Unless I want to know. The person behind me, the person next to me, the person next to me could be doing drugs. And I won't know unless I want to know. Because it's a way you can like consciously involve yourself in those things. You can expose yourself to those things. And that is when you will know there are drugs being done here. But if you don't want to know, you won't know. Utastuka ati deski has been doing drugs. Now huku unajua, it works the same way in a funky. Those things can be happening, whatever things you're hearing about, whatever so and so did with this boy from this school. You won't know about, usually don't know about them until you hear, you're like, but nasi nilikuwa na yeye. But trust me, if you want to know, you will know. If you want to expose yourself, you will expose yourself. And that is what I'm saying. Do not expose yourself to such things. Do not. It is dangerous. And I'm not saying that you will start doing it day one. No. After a while, it could be in Form 3 that you start doing those things. All because of that first funky in Form 1. The more you keep exposing yourself to things, the more you get used to them. Don't expose yourself, especially to things that you know are wrong. Don't. But all in all, that is it. If you ever go for funky, enjoy yourself, eat, kula, na pesa yako. Okay, people are bought for food by boys, and yes, that's okay. But personally, I don't advise it because it usually comes with strings attached. Because have you ever done a favor for your friend because you know if you ask them for something, hawezi kata? Yes, if your friend gives you food, then they ask you now for your food, hawezi kata? Or of course you can, but it's just very unethically wrong. You feel wrong, you feel bad. And that's the same thing. Anakununulia chakula and you're okay. It's okay, he won't ask you for anything. Wait until later he asks you, ama when you're eating he asks you, okay, you want to go and stand over there? I mean, you want to go and dance together. You'll feel bad saying no. I mean, you'll feel the hesitance to say no. Because it feels like, tit for tat. He has done something nice for me. I have to do something nice for him. So, if you are going to accept food, you know what you're doing. Make sure unless you can be heartless also. Okay, they buy you food and they say, okay, twende pamoja. No, mi siendi na wewe hadi toka. Like, of course, you can always be heartless, although I don't advise that. But all in all, I think the best way is don't accept food from people you don't know. I wouldn't advise it. It comes with strings attached. And you will see those strings, but it comes with strings attached. But go eat with your own food. Eat, laugh with your friends. Go and make jokes. Go and talk and make new friends. But be careful, because that's something I've realized. That's why a lot of things happen. Those stories you hear, that's why a lot of them happen. So be careful and really pray for your protection. And I will see you guys on the next video. Make sure you subscribe and you like the video. And I'll see you on Ask Abby on Wednesday. Bye.